Okay, everybody, welcome to the management interlude. Just making sure. Okay, great. So, yes, my name is Maria. If you guys don't know who I am project manager for the CAD team, a bunch of other teams, and with me, he's one of the CAD team members, so on the project management team. Jonas wears very many hats, as do I, and people who get excited about databases and spreadsheets, the PM team it's a special type of people. So yeah. No. Yeah, I hardly leave whatever as well. I just gotta note that my voice is lagging. Is that anything that I need to do anything, Tom? All right. Well, I think we're just gonna continue and see what happens. So yeah. What was it? You mean watching the stream? Oh, I'm not though. Okay. So we are over halfway through the watch, and thank you all for joining us. I hope you have a good time at this birthday celebration. So yeah, let's get started for a little bit. There have been many spreadsheets over years. This is the one where we track the timing of this party. And it's pretty standard, pretty complicated. Here's where everybody's adding information for our Wiki, and the fans have jumped right in and entering everything for the show, or during the show, which is so much fun to watch. It does for these. So yeah, let's jump into. Okay, I'm not sure what to do about that. I think I'm still lagging here. Okay, so if you guys recognize, no better. I had it for a moment. Good weeks restarted. Okay. So everybody is still figuring this out.
If you need to switch over to mine, you can. Which view did you want open?
Just collaborators. I'm gonna try restarting. Jonas, why don't you walk us through? Well, hold on. I'll be back in a minute. Maybe you should show everybody. Is the fusion model up right now?
Yes, it is actually.
Okay, why don't you do that, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Rightio. On Fusion. Right, I need to do some view setup. Camera. There we go. So this is the Fusion 360 model. This is what we work on as the CAD team. And this is what the whole organizational stuff is, to make it easier for us to actually assign and work on parts itself. So I like to say there is a ludicrous amount of detail in it, and for good reason. I don't know why there is multiple copies of that marble gate, but we will just ignore that for the time being and just let my OCD kick in. But anyway. I I don't know what I'm doing. Let's put it. I don't know what I'm doing at the minute, so we'll just deal with it as we come along. So this is during the watch party. You may have noticed on the side of your window. This is what most people look at. Yeah. So it yeah, let's go from the bottom up. So what everything's held upon the base frame here. This is what we call the base frame. 1101. This part here was modeled by Andre. He's our resident resident skeleton maker. Yes, I said it that way. It is this skeleton maker. he's also part of the MMXE team as well. And he's responsible for all the base frames combined. Let's move on up. You might have noticed like there might be a whole lot of nothing here, but there's a whole lot of not enough space. The main reason why there's a whole lot of not enough space is because the vibraphone resonator funnels haven't been made yet. And they're really supposed to be designed to be interchangeable as you change plates around. And within that space that is interfering with it is stuff like your marble tracks that take all the marbles and bring it to one single point. Your hi-hat rhythm machine symbol, and your sizzle symbol as well. And then you got stuff like the audio, what we lovingly refer to as Audio Central. Audio Central is where all of the microphones, pickups, and all that kind of stuff come into and be sent to Martin's computer. Yeah, boa constrictor is what it is. That comes out of this port is the boa constrictor. My brain cannot say words today, even though it's only 6 p.m. And mind you, Maureen's doing a me and doing a crazy o'clock hour. That's another thing. Maureen does a crazy o'clock hour. Yeah, no, that's all right.
Hey, can you hear me again?
Yes, we can.
Well, okay. Am I sharing my screen again? Can you guys see it?
Nelson? Oh no.
Okay. Are we good again? Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Did you went over the CAD model a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, we'll jump back into our little project management tour here. Please tell me again if I'm lagging again, but hopefully this is better. So anyways, this is our Airtable database. I went over this in the CAD team video a little bit back in August, and we capture all sorts of data in here. We could not live without this database, but everybody on the team has filled out, on the CAD team at least, has filled out surveys, And we track who is interested in doing what and their availability. And it's fairly intricate and complicated, but it's the only way we could figure out how to manage a team of over 100 people who live all over the world. So it served us well. I just want to show you guys a little bit more inside the database, so you can kind of see how much information we have found and tracked over this last year. There's a lot. So this is the view of all the parts in the machine. We have them broken down into 4 sections. Martin has come up with the numbering system, which you saw in the PBS video a while ago. We're basically using that same numbering system, just added another digit in there to account for the number of parts. But so the base section has all the assemblies of all the parts in the base, and then you can see all the parts that are part of an assembly. These are our sub-assemblies inside each section. So when when we have all this information in here, it's useful to not only a CAD team, but to Martin for his research as well. And this is just an overview of all the parts on the machine. One thing I wanted to do was show you guys, I'm gonna go find the funnels. They're back up here at the top. The color coding really helps you understand where you are in the machine as well. So if I open up the funnels here by expanding a record, what you can see is images of the CAD part. We have photo references that Martin has taken for the CAD team to help us with our modeling. We track the parts status and the people who are working on things. And then every episode that mentions the part, so the funnels, is tracked inside Airtable 2. Max Brown is our master of the Airtable video database. So you can see how many videos that the funnels have been in. There's a lot. So, and if you go inside one of these, you usually there is time code listed of when you see which episode or which part in which episode. So it's pretty detailed rabbit hole here.
The Airtable has a rabbit hole full of rabbit holes. Let's put it that way.
It sure does. Yeah. So this little me, I can
make the text bigger.
Yeah. So let me do that again. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can read this, but yeah, okay, great. But yeah, the information is so extensive. When we so the episode, these are like they're bases within our database. Each one of these kind of holds its own information, and the episode, the parts assignment table that we were just looking through also is linked to the episode. You can link between the tables, which is wonderful. So this right here is showing everything about the videos that we've just been watching. And if we open up one of these, I know which one I want to open. Let's see if we can find it. Almost there. Hold on. There it is. I think you guys just watched this video here. So this is all the information that we track for the videos. The name, a link to watching it. This is all the text in the description. When it was uploaded, any notes that we're taking for ourselves, and then these are the parts that are discussed in the video. So length of the video, images, episode number. I mean, it goes down, on and on and on. And then we even have the subtitles team. We have, when they've finished doing their subtitles, we bring the transcript into Airtable. So this is fully searchable. We can find things that we're looking for in episodes by searching right in the database, which has been incredibly useful. So yeah, that's one of the rabbit holes. And then here's our table for the photo reference. We have used this so much in the CAD team meetings when we're trying to figure out now, because we can't be in the room, and Martin is available to us for our weekly meeting, but not beyond that. So sometimes we need to go through the images when we can't ask him. So these are
It used to be that way, that we didn't have access to Martin as we do now. And the photos and video references were and they still are our Bible to the Marble Machine references.
Yeah, the photo reference even has lists of parts seen. And yeah, when we were on our own for a little while. That's kind of the interesting thing about the CAD team is that you have to watch a lot of videos and understand your part through the videos, because the videos are our Bible, basically, to understand what's been changed. The CAD that we get from Martin often hasn't ever been updated since he originally made it. So we need to look at that reference to see what's been angle grinded, what's been added. And Martin has shown almost everything in a video, so that's been incredibly helpful for us. Another table within our database is for the future. Martin has made this one. Right now, he's working on the studio version of the MMX, and he's trying desperately to complete that as we've been watching. In this watch party, we know how much he wants to finish the machine for sure. And but he's also thinking towards the future, and the current version of the machine will, as we've talked about it so far, will not be leaving his studio. He's going to be composing on that machine, but it is not robust enough for the world tour. And we're with the entire community and the CAD team, we will be doing what he's calling the A/B design review process, which is we're going to take a look at what we have right now inside Fusion 360 for each part as the A, and then he's going to open up to the community, talk about what he would like to change, talk about manufacturing processes, see if any materials, it would be better to use different materials for the part, and we're going to all design together the manufacturing model. This manufacturing model, the touring version of the MMX, will be a little bit different than the one that we're seeing in the studio right now, but it's going to be like the most beautiful CAD you've ever seen, so that it can be manufactured from people around the world. Martin won't be the one actually making those parts. So what we on the CAD team right now are doing is making sure that what we're doing matches what's going on in his studio, so we have a good solid base to start from. And then once he's done and we're all updated, then we'll start the redesign. So these are just some of his ideas of what he'd like to do. So one big one is making the MMX wider so that it can accommodate the 22 millimeter PMMA pipe, which it does not right now. So yeah. So this database captures all sorts of information. So the last thing I'd like to go through in your table is the idea vault. So when the idea vault was started on Discord basically when the server began. I think it was shortly thereafter, and it was a way for people to upvote their ideas, the good ideas. In here I can share, let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, hopefully you guys can read that. So those of you on Discord should be familiar with the idea vault here. What we did recently, we created a team of data managers, again, the idea vault organizer team. And we, the geniuses there, figured out how to link up the Idea Vault with Airtable. So all of the Idea Vault ideas are now living inside Airtable, and the Idea Vault team, organizes them and sorts them into various categories that match the channels inside Discord. So you can see here that these Kanbans match the Kanbans over. Match the channels that we have in Discord, and anything that gets bulbed in these channels automatically goes directly into the database. So it's really, really slick. Tyler and Blue Nix and Zayap worked on getting that going, and I mean, it's just amazing being able to see all the ideas here. Martin uses these Kanbans to see everybody's ideas of what they come up with to help him when he's designing things. So let's see, one of the Kanbans. Oh wow, the Marvel Gates is a huge one. They've been redesigned quite a few times, but you can see how we've sorted all the posts from the community. Because stuff just gets lost in the chat, you know, it's an endless stream there. And how do you keep that's been a huge challenge for the production management team, is how do you keep track of anything posted in the chat. We try to use pins inside Discord, and we do have other spreadsheets and things, but this has really been over the last year is what we've tried to use. But this is now what it's definitely been the most helpful. And these are all pinned inside, all the Kanbans are pinned inside each channel. They're also linked in the description. Is there anything that you found that was fairly interesting, Jonas, in the Idea Vault?
I haven't really had the chance to really have a look. I'm looking now, basically speaking. There's,
yeah.
Let's just say, you can be sitting here for a good few hours straight.
Yeah.
Looking at all these.
There's a ton of information here. I mean, we do have Kanbans or gallery views for the art show as well. What was it? Oh, okay, thanks. So you can see just how much stuff we've got going on. The fan art, this should look familiar to you guys who are in the art party interlude. This is actually how Billy went through to find everybody's art to showcase in the art show. Because anything bulbed in that channel as well gets added to the database. So yeah, this is just the section of Wilson's in the fan art that we're looking at here. It's kind of overwhelming to look through all these posts in Airtable or going through all the Kanban links. I mean, so many ideas have been posted, and such creative ideas, not just the art stuff, but the engineering, back and forth and revising, refining ideas, and working with Martin. He comes into the channels and works with people directly, and they talk about ideas back and forth. So it's kind of an amazing resource. One of Martin's sort of goals or dreams is that the I wouldn't say the process is completely figured out, but one of his goals is to sort of capture how we've got this information exchange and hopefully share it with other people, to figure out who else could benefit from this, engineering hive mind, or this everybody working together to solve problems. One of our recently made channels on Discord is in the networking category. It is sort of behind that idea. We have an engineering think tank where anybody can post an idea or post an engineering problem they have, and then people can respond and try and help with their problem that they want to solve. And Martin thinks it would be amazing if the community could evolve past just helping him with the MMX to helping anybody with any problems. So it'll be interesting to see how the server grows and changes over our coming years, celebrating our first year, but seeing what happens. And especially when Martin is done and the world tour is over, you know, see what we can do to help other people. He's very excited about the idea that our little server could be helpful in that way. Anything interesting that you found, Jonas?
I'm just browsing it, to be honest.
Great. I mean, there's just so much to look through. So hopefully you guys can just go follow those links in the channels to find all the combos. Well, that leads me to my next thing. So I joined the server also just over a year ago. And one of my ideas when I first came on was, wouldn't it be great if there was a Wintergatan wiki? But we didn't get started on that, and I got pulled into the CAD team, and then the Idea Vault team, and all that took up, you know, a bunch of time. But it started to become clear to me that in order to take advantage of everything that we've got in our database, it needed to be a little bit more accessible. I mean, you know, our management people have access to this database, and so does the CAD team. And we can link in, as we know, through gallery views and other views. But getting the information out of the database seemed pretty important, like a pretty important thing to do. The other thing I wanted to do was try and get the various teams talking to each other, and we're finding a way to utilize information across teams. That's one of the things, and the reason is because of this A/B design review coming up with Martin after he's done with the current MMX, because we're going to start with the CAD model that the CAD team's made. We're going to start with all the ideas in the Idea Vault, and then we're going to look at that and figure out where to go next. And so in order for all that information to be utilized in the best way possible, the idea was, hey, maybe it's time for the wiki. So the wiki team was formed. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. So it's in development right now, and we were trying to get it ready for the birthday party, but didn't quite make it there. But it will be announced soon. Not sure how soon, but we are, once the party's over, which has been a little bit of a distraction from all the other team projects. Once the party's over, we're going to jump back into getting this wiki going for everybody. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger if I can. Okay, hopefully you guys can read that. So there are 6 main sections to the wiki. And I'm going to walk you guys through this for a couple minutes, and we'll see. Oh yeah, so this spreadsheet, thank you. Tom just mentioned, maybe this is why I should mention why I have everybody doing data entry during the watch party. So all of these channels here in the timeline doc of the party watch have things that I thought, columns of information that I thought would be interesting to fans who would want, you know, things that you might want to see in a wiki for an episode guide to all of Martin's videos. So that was the idea behind sharing this, because hey, if everybody's watching all the videos, why not start tracking some information now? I'm realizing that this is very small font. Yeah, so oh well, okay, well anyways, you guys get the idea. Yeah. This is going to be a fairly involved wiki. Just like the database has rabbit holes upon rabbit holes, all of that information will be pulled out into the wiki from the Airtable database and from each of the teams. And so this will be the central location hub of not only the teams who are working on their special projects and not only the information, but for the community as well. So we're really hoping this can be a community portal. Again, that idea of Martin hoping that the community can grow beyond him, because I mean, this server is just such a wonderful place to be. Everybody, it's incredibly inclusive and supportive among each other and iterative, everybody working together. So this is the hope that a little seed will be planted here and grow into who knows what. So we're going to have a page for each team. We're going to have a page for all the projects that are being worked on. And the real shining thing about this wiki, oh, hold on one sec, is that every single person who wants to can have their own page on the wiki, a personal page with information about them. And that is going to be directly linked. If you worked on one of the teams inside Discord, it'll be directly linked to your credits for all the things that you've been working on. That's one of the next things we're going to be doing with the Airtable database, is getting a fully detailed credit list for every single person on the team, on each team, and what they've been doing to help out. We are so excited about showcasing, having a place for everybody, your own little star to shine, as part of the Wintergotten Milky Way galaxy. We're so excited that everyone will be able to link their own projects and work, and so then other people in the community and perhaps outside of the community can go through those and find out how amazing you guys all are. So this is going to be an incredible hub for everybody on this server, to toot their own horn a little bit. We're very excited to have that for you guys. So right now, let me just talk a tiny bit more about the community section. So the teams that exist, and I hope I don't forget anybody, but it'll be the CAD team, the oh, you know what? I think I've got it over here in my outline. So let's go through here and talk about teams for a little bit. This is sort of my idea of all the stuff that's going to be in this wiki. We'll talk a little bit about each one here. So we've got people on the E team, our production management team, CAD team, and there are a lot of documents that exist right now for the CAD team, and all of those documents are going to be brought into this wiki. Because the constant problem we've had for managing information is, where do I find this document? Where do I find that? And finally, we will have just a single website to say, oh, it's all on the wiki. Go check it out over there. So how to join teams, all of that information, what you do on the teams, how do you get parts assigned if you're on the CAD team, how do you help out if you want to help out with subtitling the videos. We've got the rendering team and simulation team. They're relatively new, and we will most likely be having a prototyping team once we get to the A/B design review, so people can start testing the ideas that the community comes up with. Where the documentation team is actually the team that's going to be helping make this wiki just to shine beautifully. We've got our wiki team, and then of course the mod team from Discord. So all of these teams will have their own hub here on the wiki, and so I don't know. I'm hoping that this is going to help people who join the server, but also people who just have questions about how things are working can go and find all this information there. Let's go back to yeah. So that'll be for the community. We're also going to have a ton of information about the Discord server itself. Again, same issue. There is a lot of information about the Discord server, like in the welcome and info channels. But maybe there's more information, like how do you know which channels are counting bulbs to get your idea in an idea vault, and how do you get the various roles on Discord, and how do you talk in the various channels. So all of that information will be on this section of the wiki, so that everybody can be pointed in the right direction. I realize I've been talking for a long time. Did you want to jump in at all, Jonas, and say anything?
No, probably the only thing is like Maureen's doing a me where I go to crazy o'clock hours. Let's put it that way.
Yes, Jonas.
If you don't already know, the CAD team is literally an international team.
Mm-hmm.
It is people from all around the world, not just from the US, not just from there is people from US, France, South Africa. I believe there's like
Asia.
Sweden in there.
Yeah,
Asia,
I mean, all
Asia.
of the teams are like this, actually. All of our teams are completely international. So scheduling meetings is a little difficult. It's 4:30 in the morning for me right now, but Jonas is on the other side of the planet. And
I'm sitting at 6:37 p.m. a nice time for me, actually.
Yeah,
considering my normal time scheduling.
Yeah, most of the CAD team meetings are in the middle of the night for Jonas, and he's just crazy enough to be able to stay up for those. It's pretty astounding, the meetings that we've had over the year. Meetings are sort of the lifeblood of the CAD team. We meet once a week for the main everybody on the CAD team meeting. Jonas, do you have the number of hours of meetings we've had this last year?
This last year in total. Yeah. I did have it here. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Okay.
Just all the meetings combined, you're looking at literally just under 200 hours.
Yeah, so beyond just a weekly CAD team meeting, we also have sub-team meetings for the CAD team. There's a PM team, the team leaders who work with assembly. We have the meetings for the Idea Vault team. All of the meetings are recorded. All of the meetings are added to the Airtable database,
and you're talking about 8 days straight on just meetings.
Right.
8 days straight. No gaps in between it. Just 8 days straight.
Yeah, so those 8 days, I've been to most of those meetings, I think. Almost all those meetings. So we have a lot, and many of our meetings are typically 2 to 3 hours long. We have just a lot to discuss, and the discussions end up going a little long, but it's also a way for us to socialize. So maybe our meetings aren't completely efficient every single time, but it's just a great way to hang out with all of these wonderful people on the server.
Mind you, some of the meetings are not even. Some of the meetings aren't even recorded, and they're just pure work.
A few haven't been recorded. So yeah, if you think 64 hours of a binge watch party is a long time for a party that goes all weekend, that's nothing compared to if we were to watch all those meetings. I don't think anyone will ever be watching all those meetings, but
No.
they exist. But yeah, that's just how much time that all the teams have been spending working on projects here. So another section of the wiki will be dedicated solely to the marble machines. We're going to have info about the original marble machine. Tom, are we just seeing my screen at this point, or are we still seeing both of them?
Both.
Okay, yeah, just switch to mine just to make sure people can read this stuff. The touring version will be extensively documented here, and we're hoping that this can become sort of the reference for the people who will be manufacturing the parts. But obviously that doesn't exist yet. So what we're doing right now is adding, and we're linking up Airtable to the wiki, so that every single part on the machine will have its own page with all sorts of data about each part. And you can look at, we're working on getting it to show what do you call it? A model, a CAD model that you can view and turn it around right in the browser, so everybody can look at those parts. Oh, you can do that right now with the Fusion linked parts inside Airtable. And well, I should go over to that view, shouldn't I? This has been linked all over the place as well. Let's find that view. Okay, let's see if I can find this while we're talking about it. I think it's this one, yeah. Yeah, so this is all the CAD team parts that we've made. And every single one of these has a URL where you can, if you have Fusion, download the file. Or if you don't have Fusion, you can view it in the web view, and that web view allows you to explode the model. You can measure stuff directly on it, and it's pretty powerful tool just for reviewing parts. So that'll be linked in the wiki as well, and we're going to have diagrams explaining which materials and which part of are on which part of the machine, and all sorts of information that is not only useful for engineers to know, but also useful for anybody in the community who is interested in taking the CAD model and doing something fun with it. We have people who are bringing it into VR, AR. There have been talks about, making video games and stuff. So understanding how the machine works is a key part of this section of the wiki. So you know how every part moves, how they're all connected and interlinked, where the marbles go to and from. All of that information will be in there. This is my outline for what will be in this part of the wiki. So they'll have beauty shots and the credits, and looking at the entire MMX as a whole. We'll have all sorts of information. And for anybody who is we have a team of people who are working on a virtual MMX, which is an MMX that you can play through your web browser. There's a channel for that in Discord, the virtual MMX. And we've collected extensive data on the vibraphone, and eventually, once there are songs that are going to be played on the MMX, we'll have a guide so you'll know which, for those of you who want to be musically accurate, you'll know which 11 plates go on the machine and where. So that all that information will be here as well. So yeah, and then we'll fully flesh out the touring version once we get there. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but we're so excited to be sharing this with you guys so that everybody can see everything about the MMX and not just the CAD team. So yeah, the YouTube series, what we're doing is the very start today was when we were having everybody collect data inside the party timeline spreadsheet. We're gonna have just an incredibly detailed episode guide, and for all the series on the Wintergotten channel. So the music videos, the Wintergotten Wednesdays is basically the MMX build, but we'll also have guides to the mechanical musical instruments, the original Marble Machine, Wintergotten 2. Everything is going to be on there, and this is all the fun stuff that's going to be on there. So you guys have been helping a lot with the trivia this weekend. Everybody going through everything. And the music, all the musics. There have been a couple of databases in Discord that people have been filling out over this past year of all the songs heard in every video. And now you'll be able to go straight to the wiki and find exactly where to download the songs, including links to where you can find songs that are not released by Wintergotten. Or at least we'll have links to the episodes of where that song you heard that one time is. So it's going to be fully interlinked between the videos and the music. And that brings us to the final section, which is everything about the band itself. Let me find that section here. So yeah, we're gonna have info about everybody who's in the band, with their history, all their performances. We're gonna try and collect all the recordings we can find of their live performances from around YouTube, and then we're gonna have this fully detailed discography of every single song. So it's I can't wait for this part of it, honestly, for all those unreleased songs that are so beautiful in the videos. In the band section, we're also going to have all the instruments that the band plays, because there are a lot. If you guys remember Martin's music wall, I mean, I think those are just the instruments that he has, and I know the band plays a lot more. And we're also going to go into details about Martin's inventions, because there are quite a few inventions he's got, including that music box back from the Star Machine video. That was the
music box, Modulin,
mm-hmm.
the Ondaphone, obviously.
Yeah. By the way, let me just say, let me talk to you about two projects here. The music box is currently our test project for in the CAD team for SolidWorks. That is likely, we're not 100% sure, but that is likely the software that we'll be using to make the touring version of the Marble Machine X. And over here in the CAD team channels, there is the project. This is being headed by Tim Keller. He and I are the CAD team leads, and he is fully focused on this project right now. He has a weekly Friday live stream that gets announced in this live stream channel. But if what they're doing is they're recreating the music box as a test for how we're going to be using SolidWorks for the touring version. So that project's going on in parallel to the CAD team project. And we also have just opened an on-the-phone channel on the server, and that's up in the community section. And anybody who wants to develop working on the on-the-phone, there is welcome to join the party here. Martin is not planning on putting the on-the-phone on the MMX. He just doesn't have time to develop this instrument. The hope is that if we have people working on the on-the-phone and they get it to something stable, that we could present it to Martin to see what he thinks, if he likes the sound of it, and if it could potentially go back on the machine. That's the dream, anyways. So if anybody's interested in working on that on a phone, jump in that channel. So this is gonna collect all the projects going on Discord, any future projects coming up. I mentioned it, but let me just show you. If you're interested in working on the virtual MMX, all the info can be found in the pins here. It's developers, programmers. There's still stuff to do on it, getting it. And one of the other dreams is getting that project where you can play notes on. I'm sorry, I can't do a demo of it right now, but you'll be able to find this project here and test it for yourself. But you can basically play the MMX in a web browser. Our dream is to get that hooked up in VR somehow to the CAD model, so anybody can play the MMX in VR themselves, and maybe even program songs virtually and play songs on the virtual MMX. So that is that would be amazing. I think that would be so cool. But that's the kind of things that happen in the community that maybe you didn't know about. So that hopefully the wiki will help you find all sorts of stuff here. I'm gonna see if I missed anything in this list. I think I talked about pretty much everything. Yeah. So if you're interested in helping on the wiki development, if you know things about behind the scenes stuff, and I'm not sure what programming languages we need, but I think we're looking for more people. Actually, I can tell you how to find out. So this channel over here in the networking, we have a call for help, and anyone can put a call for help here in this channel if you wanted to find some volunteers to help you with the project. But we're looking for people who would like to help develop the wiki, PHP, and JavaScript. So if you're interested in that, ping me or just post in chat, ask Ahmad, who do I talk to join the wiki team. And we're going to get this wiki going as soon as we can. Once we're finished with the development side of it, when we have this entire structure in and ready to go, we will open it up to the entire community to start putting detailed information in. Because the Airtable database is going to get us pretty far for the parts stuff, but we need you to help going with the other episode guides, with all the stuff about Wintergotten, with just anything. We're going to have a way for you to find a page that needs some more work on it and open it up to everybody that way. So we're looking forward to involving everybody, not just these specific teams, but involving everybody in the community with the wiki, so everybody can help this community grow even better. And then the last thing I just want to talk about real quick is the lore section of the community. That's where we can drop all the memes and all of the fun trivia. I think it's going to be just a great place for us to have just a whole list of our inside jokes and all the silliness that's come up over this past year and before in the previous Discord server as well, like what's up with the Johns and moles and all sorts of why are there so many crabs on the server. All of that will be explained here, and you guys can add your own things if we miss some stuff. So and
for any of our Twitch viewers who are not part of the Discord, I highly encourage you to join the Discord.
Yeah, and if you're watching this,
it is an overall welcoming community. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. If you're watching this after the party's over as well, everyone is welcome. So yeah, come and join day-to-day party that goes on Discord. Oh, and I forgot to talk about this last section. It'll be how to actually help, what you need to do, what you need to understand about editing the content. So all of that information will be there in your guide. So and of course, if you have any questions about when we get to the point of opening the wiki to everybody, we'll be here to help you figure out if you have any questions. So always we can post stuff in Discord for that. That was basically it for the overview that I wanted to do. What should we do with our last 5 minutes, Jonas?
Full CAD model. Let's bring up the full CAD model.
All right, why don't you switch?
Let's finish it. Let's finish it off with the full CAD model.
Sounds great.
Actually,
yeah. Let's just only show Jonas.
Let's bring it into perspective mode.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, love it. Love that 3 frames a second, don't we?
Hey, Jonas, can you throw a cutting plane in there to cut from the front of the machine to the back of the machine, just to show people how all the parts...
let me just hammer my computer with that. Where are we looking?
The cutting plane, the slicing plane is one of my favorite things to use.
Got it.
In our meetings. Because you can just see with all the little bits of the machine much better. All the internal pieces are in there.
I need to get the right. Yeah, no. I just need to make sure I got the right face. That'll do. And top to bottom.
Well, I was thinking the front. Just slice it from the front to the back, but whatever you want to do.
I'll try top to bottom.
Either way, you could slice it in different ways. So the CAD model as it exists right now is, you'll notice that Martin has more parts in the machine that we have in the CAD model. That's because we're working on an internal project right now to bring detail to a bunch of the parts that we had taken out when we first started this project. We tried to simplify the model as much because our goal was to get the entire MMX to load in a single file. Martin had been having problems with that ever since he started. Yeah, he had 3,000 bolts with threads in there. And so the Fusion is an amazing piece of software, but we've been pushing it to its limits this entire time. So we figured out what was causing the slow issues, and it turns out we could put the details back into the model. So currently the CAD team is detailing those parts. We're about halfway through with all the parts on the machine. And as soon as we're done with that, well, actually, at the same time, as the detailing is being finished, we're going to start to work on the new parts of the machine. So the divider up at the top and all the marble drops that Martin's working on, all of that stuff in between those two parts are all going to be worked on starting this coming week. We're assigning those parts, and so we're hoping to catch up with Martin very soon, hopefully in the month of June, and then all those links to Fusion will be updated with our new parts. And then our task will just be making sure that we stay on top of anything that he changes or angle grinds. He changed a bunch of parts.
But anyway, this is I believe this is where we have to leave people, because we've got to get a video going on the top of the hour, don't we?
Yeah, we do. So yeah, we're gonna work on those. Go ahead, Jonas.
So I think this is the time when we're gonna say bye-bye to everyone, and also to Maureen. Go to bed, because it's 5 o'clock in the morning for you.
I'm gonna go get.
I know how that feels.
Yeah. Thank you everybody so much for joining us for this interlude or watching it later, and I hope you're having a fabulous time in this party.
Base